everyone, welcome to a kinda lame and sad and frustrating episode of BioLogic Science News. I recently posted a news episode about pollution, and how the raw damage caused by pollution led to 9 million deaths across the world in 2015. One of the cited pollutants was brake dust and diesel fumes, which is particularly problematic in the United Kingdom. This is backed up by a World Health Organization report that examined the air quality in 51 cities and towns across the United Kingdom, finding that 44 of them, 44 out of 51, so the vast majority, have air heavily polluted with fine particulates, particles smaller than 2.5 microns across. According to the WHO, the World Health Organization, these PM 2.5s, as they're called, are safe at levels up to 10 micrograms per cubic meter of air. And past that, they start to get associated with early mortality and heart disease and lung disease. The UK has cities that far surpass this limit. Glasgow was the worst, which had 16 micrograms per cubic meter. Offending cities also included London, Eastbourne, Leeds, and Southampton that have 15 micrograms per cubic meter, and Birmingham that has 14 micrograms per cubic meter, and Manchester that has 13 micrograms per cubic meter of air. The bulk of these PM 2.5s are coming from burning fossil fuels, particularly diesel. Domestic policies in the United Kingdom have increased the affordability and the frequency of use of diesel fuels across the country, and in turn, it's caused a serious problem in the air pollution of their cities. Air pollution in the UK is so bad that it's linked to 40,000 premature deaths in the country every year. These tiny particulates of diesel exhaust, these PM 2.5s, have been associated with heart disease, respiratory problems, and premature death. All told, it costs the UK more than £22 billion a year. This is a health problem that reflects domestic policy, and it's a great example of how all the talking and paper shuffling and deal-making of the politicians and lobbyists can lead to downstream ecological effects that might be disruptive and dangerous. In this case, the UK government made deals with automotive manufacturers to increase the use of diesel-fueled vehicles, like subsidies and incentives, and this led to a greater consumption of diesel fuel on the United Kingdom's roadways and in their urban centers. The combustion of diesel fuel creates these PM 2.5s, and with the explosion of use in diesel fuel vehicles, they increased in concentration in the atmosphere until it started hurting people, giving them heart disease and lung disease and breathing complications, and ultimately degrading people's health in such a widespread, indiscriminate way that tens of thousands of people are dying early because of it. Dr. Penny Woods is the chief executive of the British Lung Foundation. About the World Health Organization report, she says, and I quote, "This study reveals the tragic reality that the most polluted areas are exactly where our most vulnerable are: schools, hospitals, and clinics. The extent of the public health emergency we are facing demands nothing less than urgent action to protect our lung health." Hopefully, the UK government can look past the short-term and isolated economic gains made by deals with automotive manufacturers and start paying attention to the long-term health consequences of their actions. As it stands, this is nothing less than the UK government subsidizing heart disease and premature death to the benefit of private industry. Hopefully, they will open their eyes to the World Health Organization data and their warnings, and they'll work for some kind of new Clean Air Act that will protect the lungs and the lives of United Kingdom citizens.